This is Tim Bryce with my column entitled Greed and Ignorance Equals Temptation. I recently happened to see the cult classic The Flim Flam Man, a favorite of mine produced back in 1967. The movie features George C. Scott as Mordecai C. Jones, a notorious con man from the South. He meets up with Curly Treadaway, played by Michael Cera in his first movie, who has gone AWOL from the Army and is being sought by the military police. The two form a partnership, with Mordecai playing the role of teacher to Curly as a willing young student. They drift through the South, conning people in various games of chance and swindles. It's an enjoyable comedy, which I highly recommend. At first, Curly is unaware of the identity of Mordecai, but after pulling a few scams, he realizes he is working with the famed Flim Flam Man, whom he had heard about since his days as a youth. This impresses Curly, who becomes fascinated with his partner. Throughout their travels, Curly asks Mordecai as to how and why he chose this line of work. Mordecai says, "Greed is my line, lad. Greed, 14-karat ignorance, will never let you down." To which Curly says, "I don't hold with cheating, Mr. Jones." To which Mordecai replies, "Only the cheaters. You can't cheat an honest man." This is an important premise. An honest man cannot be cheated simply because he resists temptation, but a cheater cannot resist. It is like the old proverb, "A fool and his money are soon parted." From this perspective, Mordecai's conscience is clear, and he holds no regrets knowing it is impossible to cheat an honest man. He also recognizes greed as an inherent part of temptation, as he explains to Curly. "One day it came to me, if everybody's so determined to be greedy and being ignorant, maybe what they need is a little old liberalized education. So, in order to teach them, I qualified myself with an honorary degree. Mordecai Jones, MBS, CS, DD. To which Curly asks, "What does all that mean?" Mordecai says, "Master of backstabbing, corkscrewing, and dirty dealing." Then he laughs. Ours is a society of goods and services, and I think I'm performing a service. Because after meeting up with me, maybe they ain't so eager for the edge next time. Son, you would be amazed at the hundreds of satisfied students I have matriculated over the last 50 years. And he laughs. From this perspective, Mordecai is correct. He is providing an important lesson to the people he cons, something they won't likely forget. After being stung by this southern scalawag, they may become angry at first, but will be less likely to be tempted a second time. In short, greed and ignorance are Mordecai's tools. Without them, he would not have a profession. But since there is still plenty in supply, we will likely have Flim Flam men for time immemorial. Towards the end of the movie, the two are captured by the police, who imprison them pending trial. To escape, Curly calls upon the lessons he has learned from Mordecai and devises one last con job. I do not want to spoil the ending for those of you who haven't seen the movie, but let's just say Curly learned his lessons well. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.